You're here because you filled out a survey about a guy. And there's good news. This guy scored an A minus. He is a very good guy. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's good at getting people excited and brings a lot of energy to his work, but he finds it hard to stay on one path for long. While he might talk big and set exciting goals, he often struggles with follow through because he doesn't plan carefully and can get easily distracted or overwhelmed. Be careful, what looks like ambition now might just stay talk if he doesn't change his ways.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's quick to feel upset and may react with strong emotions. He might complain, sulk, or get angry. Instead of calmly finding a solution, he can get overwhelmed and struggle to move on right away. He's not someone who shakes things off easily, so setbacks can get to him and slow him down.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually find him friendly and polite, so he's not the type to pick fights or create drama on purpose. However, because he gets upset easily and takes things to heart, he can sometimes react sharply when stressed or hurt, leading to mood swings or sudden outbursts. In general, he's more likely to be liked for being pleasant, but there may be moments when his temper gets the better of him and causes some tension.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he will be genuinely happy and excited for you. He enjoys celebrating good news and likes to see people he cares about do well. He isn't very competitive and doesn't see your success as something that takes away from him.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he's unlikely to feel deeply jealous or hold grudges about it. He doesn't measure his self worth by how much he's earning compared to you and doesn't carry the kind of pride that turns into silent resentment. In fact, he'll probably feel happy for you and want to be part of your good times.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He tends to spend without thinking much about the future. If something catches his eye or seems exciting, he's quick to buy it, sometimes forgetting about a budget or savings. He enjoys life in the moment but may need help with bigger financial decisions to make sure you both stay on track.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He can sometimes get carried away trying to impress others or enjoy the good things in life. even if it means stretching beyond his means. He doesn't plan carefully or watch his spending closely, so he might buy things or go out just for fun without thinking how it adds up. If you want stability, you'll need to keep an eye on money matters together.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is open handed and enjoys sharing what he has, especially if it brings fun or happiness to others. He doesn't hold back when it comes to spending on friends, family, or special occasions, sometimes even too much without worrying about the consequences. Although he isn't always deeply caring, he likes to be polite and make people feel good in the moment.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's generally open about money and doesn't try to hide things from you. He isn't the type to be secretive or controlling with finances, and he'd rather talk things through than keep you guessing. With him, you'll find honesty, but you may have to guide him to be more careful.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He doesn't see housework as only your job. He believes it should be shared, especially if it makes life more lively or keeps things pleasant at home. He isn't very organized, so he might not jump in without being asked or may leave things half done, but he doesn't expect you to handle it all alone. He's more about being fair and easygoing than sticking to old fashioned ideas about women's work.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's willing to help with chores and baby care, especially if you ask or make it feel like a fun team effort. He won't just stand by and boss you around. He prefers to get involved, even if he doesn't always do things perfectly or finish every task. He doesn't see such work as beneath him, but sometimes his excitement fades and you'll need to nudge him.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He tends to get emotional and may argue in the moment, especially if he feels hurt or misunderstood. Sometimes he'll try to prove his point rather than really listening first. Still, he isn't rigid or stubborn for long.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he can get quite emotional and may let his feelings out in ways that aren't always respectful. He might raise his voice, complain, or say things that sting in the heat of the moment, especially if he feels hurt or slighted. However, he usually cools off and wants to make up after the argument.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he gets angry quite quickly, and his reactions can be big and sudden. Little things can upset him, and he may show his anger through strong words or dramatic behavior, even over small matters. This is not something to take lightly.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry right away and might blame you or make excuses when things go wrong, especially if he's upset. During arguments, he may point fingers or try to shift the blame, mostly to protect his own feelings. Still, you might wish he could take responsibility sooner rather than letting the blame game drag on.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is polite and usually tries to respect what you say, but when he's caught up in excitement or strong feelings, he may push a bit or struggle to read the situation clearly. If you set a firm boundary and tell him directly, he will back off, but sometimes you may have to repeat yourself to make sure he understands. If you clearly say no, he will learn to listen, especially with patience and gentle guidance.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He feels things strongly and can get his feelings hurt easily, so he might react with disappointment or act a little distant if you say no. Sometimes he may not say it out loud, but you'll notice his mood change or see him becoming a bit quiet or moody.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You can trust him to keep private moments safe and not use them to embarrass you, even if he gets upset during arguments. While he can get emotional and sometimes say things he doesn't mean, he isn't the type to take your most personal or intimate moments and throw them back at you to hurt you later. It's wise to watch out for any change, but this isn't his usual way of handling things.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He enjoys excitement and being around people, So sometimes he may be drawn to playful attention or fun with others. While he isn't quick to break trust, his lively nature means he can get carried away, especially if he feels bored or ignored at home. If left feeling lonely, he could start looking elsewhere for excitement.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He isn't typically over possessive or controlling. He doesn't spend much time being jealous or suspecting you of things, since he's more focused on enjoying the moment and having fun together. He prefers things to be light and friendly rather than drama filled.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side doesn't usually come from wanting to control you. He isn't the type to worry over where you are, check up on you all the time, or try to limit who you talk to or what you do. He values freedom and friendliness more than strict rules.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He sees parenting as something to share and usually wants to take part, especially in fun or lively activities with the kids. He doesn't believe that raising children is only the mother's job and will likely join in when you ask him to help. You might have to remind him or make plans together to keep things balanced.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his cool and react with a burst of emotion. You might see him raise his voice, get frustrated quickly, or even have a short outburst. If gentle patience is important in parenting, you'll need to provide extra calmness to balance out his reactions.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will support you not just as a mother, but also as your own person with your own dreams and interests. He likes to see the people he cares about happy and doing well and enjoys joining in when you succeed or try something new. Instead, he'll be excited for you and proud of your achievements.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he isn't the kind of man who will cheer you on now and then suddenly ask you to quit your career after you have a child. He genuinely enjoys seeing you succeed and doesn't believe that a woman should stop working just because family life gets busy. He sees your happiness and achievements as good for both of you and won't use motherhood as a reason to hold you back later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will treat your parents with polite manners and friendliness, making sure to greet them, smile, and say the right things. However, his warmth may stay on the surface unless he feels truly comfortable or finds something fun or interesting to connect over. His kindness is real, even if it's a bit light rather than deeply involved. He will usually try to adjust to your family, especially if it means keeping things friendly and pleasant.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to get upset quickly and show his feelings openly. He may raise his voice, become moody, or react with strong words instead of staying calm. Sometimes this can make a tense situation feel even more stressful for you.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He isn't the kind of man who acts modern with you but suddenly expects you to become a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He prefers to keep things cheerful and easygoing, and he doesn't have strict ideas about how you should behave around family. You might need to manage some family traditions together, but he won't turn into someone else or demand that you act differently just to impress others.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will try to support you rather than side with others or stay completely out of it. He wants peace and happiness at home, so he'll do his best to keep things friendly and avoid taking strong sides in front of everyone. While he may not always speak up boldly or jump into arguments, you'll sense that he's quietly on your side and doesn't want you to feel alone.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't a typical mummy's boy. While he will be polite and friendly with his mother, he doesn't let her run his life or make all the decisions. If there's a conflict between you and his mother, He may feel upset and find it hard to speak up right away, but he won't automatically take her side. He wants harmony and isn't looking for drama, so he'll try to avoid arguments.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He prefers to keep things light and handle matters between just the two of you rather than dragging family into every issue. With him, your privacy is mostly safe.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Overall, that is why this guy scored an A minus. He's a very good guy. Being with him day in and day out is like living with a burst of energy. Life rarely feels dull, and there's always a bit of excitement or a new plan in the air. He's playful, easy to laugh with, and brings fun to the little things. But he can also get moody or upset quickly when things don't go his way.